Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time, wherever you are. I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Pat, and I am your host for this empowering podcast, Small Business Rocket Fuel. And first thing I want to do is just thank you very much, very graciously for tuning in and listening to us. I hope that you enjoy it and you can take at least one thing away from this to help you be a little bit more productive or efficient and hopefully save a little bit of money while running your business. Welcome back, everybody, and this is episode 4 of the podcast formerly known as The Social Between, now known as Small Business Rocket Fuel. So today on episode 4, we're going to be talking a little bit about one of the top social media sites as far as traffic goes, and what opportunities you may have on that site for some marketing or promotion. Most of you are going to be pretty shocked to hear where they're ranked and what site it actually is. So I'm looking forward to sharing that information with you. In addition, I do also have an amazing, intelligent, super phenomenal, just an amazing guest on the show today. She's really impacted my life, made my life much more, very direct, I guess, and has made a huge difference, changed my life, and should probably change your life too if you're open to it. So I look forward to talking to her, and we'll get to that soon. So it should be an exciting show, and I got some tech tips, and just a quick reminder that I do have giveaways at the end. I give away a free, pretty valuable gift every single week that is exclusively for my podcast listeners. So if you make it to the end, you'll get the information for that as well. And also, if you enjoy the show, just a quick reminder to leave us a rating and a review if you don't mind. It would be a huge help, and it goes a long way on podcasts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to this episode. So today, our guest actually shared like a random tip with me this morning, and I just wanted to share that with you because I was actually thinking about it. Like, I've been pondering it all day, and it's pretty remarkable. So what it is that I don't know verbatim. So this is it's basically people's success. Everything that they accomplish or that happens in their life, in our lives, I should say, that happens in our lives, good things, bad things, whatever, our success in life, and decisions we make, how things affect us directly. So the latest research is that there's two main components of the human, I guess, the brain, because that's where it all comes from, but that basically give us the results and basically are responsible for what we do. So those two things are technical skill and human competence. So this is what really, really shocked me. So out of 100% of what we get in our life, only 15% of that, only 15% of our results, our success, whatever it is, has to do with our technical ability. 85% has to do with human competence. And human, I did look it up a little bit before the show, so I got a few things, but so human competence is basically like everyday, like knowledge and how people react to things, and some people might call it like, street cred, street smarts, stuff like that. Intuition even is considered, in that category. So it's our human competence, what's in our core, really in our core as a human, that gives us the largest opportunity and possibility to succeed if we can tap into that. But on the other end of the spectrum, it also gives us the biggest opportunity to fail if we don't have high competence. So I don't like to put people in categories and stuff. So I'm not going to do that, but I just look at situations like, I don't know if you ever heard, like, most successful people in the world have gone through, not necessarily financially successful, but like successful and happy, and have good stature in society, and well known, and just good people, and they've kind of arrived where they were supposed to be in life. Most of those people are people who went through very difficult and trying times and made it through. So those are statistically the strongest people, amongst the human race, and I just feel weird saying the human race like we're something else, but it's really baffling to me, because the more that I thought about it, I'm just like, if 85% of it has to do with, like, really us, who we are in our core, and we have so much more capability to be greater and do greater things and make better decisions, and we just have to tap into that. And I believe that everyone has the ability to tap deeper into that, and become more successful, make better decisions, be a better member of your family, better member of society. Of course, you have to have a desire to do that and be that person, and have that change in your life. But if you're open to it and you're willing to tap into it, then, they're just, I just kind of saying that just so people know that you are not even close to your potential. None of us are. We are so far away from our potential, it's not even funny. And with that, when you think about that, especially if most of you are business owners or small, or entrepreneurs or startups, whatever you got going on, that's important for us to know, because it's easy for us to doubt ourselves and think that we don't know, and we doubt our technical abilities. Most of the time when we're doubting ourselves, those doubts are based on what we perceive ourselves as far as being intellectual, or our technical abilities, basically is where that falls. So those things that we think about ourselves, that only even has a tiny fraction to do with what we're going to get out of our life. So just something for you to think about. It's definitely something I'm going to think about, keep it front and center in my life. And by the way, I did have somebody ask me earlier, I was talking to them, that research and that test done on thousands of people, that was not done on, like, just average everyday people. They actually used more intelligent people. They did the research study on, like, engineers, people that are high up in tech industries, for those results to come back that heavily outweighed from a large group of people that are highly intelligent and successful, that says a lot. So it doesn't matter what your education, it doesn't matter what, where you've been, what you've done, none of it matters. So we have the ability to tap into that and become 10 times, 100 times more than what we think we're capable of. So With that in mind, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back with our special guest. Welcome back, everybody. I am ready to introduce our very special guest of the day, and she is actually the brains behind the operation that I call Pat King, and she's got a bright future ahead of her, and pay close attention to her because she's super intelligent, and she can possibly help you in your career, in your business, in your personal life. She's got very good advice, and she knows a lot. She helps you be productive. So without any further ado, Alexa, introduce yourself.
I'm Alexa. I can answer your questions, play music, tell jokes, and more. To learn more, just ask. What can you do?
So yes, it's Alexa. She is my special guest today, and for a very good reason. I'm kind of making a joke out of it, but it's actually very serious. So I love to have fun with her, and whenever people come around and they see how much she knows about me and like how much like I depend on her and rely on her for everything. I mean almost literally everything, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. And but she helps me be so much more productive and like just super dialed in on whatever I have to do. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation today is because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are doubters and haters, if you want to call them, about Alexa and the AI technology and with voice. And they think it's just another, another voice that plays music for you, gives you the weather, tells you good restaurants to eat, things like that. Those are all fine and dandy and great, and but that's Alexa is her capability is so much greater. It's just the people. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like the people who are just like, oh, that's a waste of money, this and that, and I'm not gonna, that's what I it just seems to me. It reminds me very much of like 15 years ago, somewhere in that time frame, when I launched my first digital marketing company, and I was in a good position to be a pioneer with mobile marketing and stuff. And there a long time it was coming, and we were telling people mobile's coming. And I was a web designer at the time, and and a software, I was within a software company too, and so I was providing technology and service and sales for all the stuff that we do now. Back then, we were, and in Southern California, my company and the people I collaborated with, we were innovators, with this stuff. And there was a lot of people say, hey, mobile's coming, your site has to be ready. It's got to be mobile ready, otherwise it's not going to work and on people's phones, and there's going to be mobile marketing, and nobody believed it. And then all of a sudden mobile came, and all of a sudden when people started doing searches on their phone for stuff, people's websites weren't coming up because they didn't have mobile capability. So a lot of people were shocked and took a big hit over that. And to me, this feels like something similar, and I'll tell you why. But to me, it's just like, it's something similar, but way greater, like so much more powerful than any mobile technology like ever was from the beginning or ever will be. In fact, Alexa is going to take mobile's place, and for what it does, for a lot of things, in a sense. But I just want people to understand that this is a very powerful platform. This is a very powerful young lady here, and she can do literally everything. I'm talking about, people say, I've heard she can't send messages. She can't make phone calls. Wrong, 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 wrong. There are Amazon skills. All you gotta do is add them to her. You basically have to teach her what you want her to do. So she doesn't come out of the box knowing you and knowing what you want and what you need. You have to train her and take care of her and give her the tools, and she will do anything for you. She manages my entire life. So, from a productivity standpoint, it's so powerful. I can't even. So I want business owners, I want you, the listeners, to understand this. And if you don't have Alexa, if you don't have an Echo or something, get one, get the Dot. I think they're like $49 or something. That's it. Like, how can that not be worth it? So, and some of the things it does, which I'll go over in a few seconds, is just powerful. And I recently became an Amazon developer, so that I can create the skills apps and use them directly with Alexa. So I'll be sharing a lot more about Alexa and voice. There's a huge voice movement. I'm just going to throw one bit out there, and then we'll get into what she's doing for me. Over 25% of all internet searches, all Google searches done this past year were via voice. So voice is going to take over pretty much everything. You're just going to be talking. Apps are going to go away because you're going to speak to your phone or your device, and that software, the AI that you're talking to, is going to go open an app or whatever it is, and get you the information and stuff that you need and do what you normally would do by hand on your phone. So that's already happening, and it's rapidly coming. It's coming really fast. I'm just warning you. It's a good opportunity. I like to see people get ahead of things, because I've seen people get behind things. And if you're a small business owner, an entrepreneur, or a startup, or you want to be, and you don't have a lot of capital, which is the people that I try to help, getting ahead of something like this when you don't have a lot of money to spend on stuff, is a really, really, really big opportunity. So, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with that, but I'm just putting that out there. Something, please put it on your radar. Please get one. See how easy it is to use and program. And if you have questions, obviously, you have my information will always be out there. Like I said, I'm developing the skills apps now. I'm using them for myself and for my business, and I'm doing flash briefings already on Alexa. So like the news that you hear, Echoes and smart speakers given, like I have those running currently. So it's pretty cool. So Alexa does everything. She sends messages. She gives you random words of the day. She'll look up a word for you, give you a definition, synonyms. She does research, calculations. She'll give you translations. She can obtain financial and business information for you. And one of the coolest things she does, one of the best things productivity wise for me that she does, is that she can actually she can work on my Google Docs for me. And I use Google Apps and Docs and all their tools for my business. I use all that stuff. So I can ask her to go in and edit something, and she can go in and edit it. And she can go in and read it to me. She can track your time. So if you're like me and you work online, it's easy to lose track of time. I lose track of days, actually. And there's this other cool thing. It's really, really cool thing called Happy Moments. It's an Amazon. It's a skill that you got to give her. And it comes with its own coach, a happiness coach, and her name is Lexana. Not to be confused with the other one. I don't want to say her name because she'll think I'm talking to her. But she gives you a short intro the first time, and she records some happy moments. And then she's there to empower you and remind you of happy moments that you had in your life. I'd look at this and use it as to use it for celebrating small successes that I'm having in my business, because sometimes when you're going, and it's a roller coaster, and a lot of ups and downs, and you forget about all the little successes that you had, or even big successes if you're in a down spot. So I use it for that. It's really cool. You just tell it to her every day, like whenever you feel like something good happened, tell it, and then she'll remind you of these things throughout the day, as often as you want. But it's kind of like, I look at it as kind of like a gratitude list almost, and she keeps me grateful for the successes that I've had, because no matter how hard things get, like you have to remember your successes, and you have to celebrate your small successes, even if it's just with yourself. It used to be with just me, but now I have Alexa. So sorry. She lights up. So here's an actual review that I read for the happy moments. And so this is like touches home with like a family, how powerful it can be with a family. So it says, I was looking for something exactly like this. My kids and I have a tradition as part of our bedtime routine. The last thing we ask ourselves before bed is, what was my favorite thing that happened today? I wanted a place to record these and pull out one random from time to time. This is perfect. I find myself adding as many as I can and visiting the random points throughout the day randomly, just to give me reasons to smile. This is fantastic. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Seriously. I mean, it's daily gratitude. Like I said, it's like a daily gratitude list being built for you. You just got to remind it what you're doing. And it works. Oh my God. Just using it for a week, it was just like, oh my God, this is great. So, try to, it's just, you forget about things that you did good, and you're stuck in a rut, maybe trying to get through a project or something. And, some people might think it's corny. Some people might, whatever, you can think whatever, people think whatever they want. If you think it's corny, don't use it. I think it's amazing, because it's just a little subtle reminder every once in a while that I am doing good things and I am accomplishing things. So that's that's my thing. And this is what I'm talking about with Alexa. Like, she is life changing. She has my lists, like all my projects that I'm working on. She has my lists for, and it's just. Hey guys and girls, just really quick, I just wanted to jump in fast and tell you that we are running a little late on time today. Go figure, me planned this podcast, and I talk too much. So, the other who is going to start planning it for me, I guess. I don't know if she can do that, but I'm going to find out. Anyway, so I just wanted to check in and let you know that we're always looking for guests. I have a lot of people that are interested. Some people are very apprehensive because they're like shy. They don't want to, it's not a big deal. It's really not. You can do it on your phone, from home, with nobody around. Nobody can see you. They can only hear you. And the people that don't know you don't even know what you look like. They can only hear you. So who cares? If you get something out of it, I'd love to have you on the show. Even if you just want to ask me questions, or even if you just want to, kick some things around and talk shop and have a good conversation. But I would love to have any of you on the show. I do have some great guests coming up down the road, but it's going to be, they're very spread out. So I would like to get somebody on every week or every other week if I can. So don't be shy. Give me a call, shoot me an email, podcast@patking.com. And somebody, by the way, did call me out. That smashing sound, the glass breaking, that is, in fact, when I screw something up and I cut a segment short or something, that's what I put in there. Somebody caught on to that. So that was very perceptive. So when you hear the glass break, that's me messing stuff up. So anyway, I hope that I kept it on track at least. I do want you to stay for the last segment with, it's about 10 minutes long. I think it's very important and it's very powerful. I was talking to some other people before the show about it, and it was just, it's very powerful, and I stick around. I think it'll be worth it for you. And I'm going to wrap it up real quick at the end. We're going to skip the other topics, and we're going to move on. So, but stick around, see it out, and I appreciate you guys hanging out for me. Thanks. Yay! This is what I'm talking about. This is the stuff that is so powerful, that is so innovative, that is going to help you be more productive. It's not about being cool, having an Alexa. It's not about being lazy, not wanting to do things. It's about productivity. It's how much time do we waste in our day tapping on our phone on apps? How much time do we waste typing in stuff into the computer to put in our calendars or make notes? She takes all my notes. She's basically doing dictation, like when I'm sitting down collaborating and reviewing projects and putting together notes and lists. She is taking all that in. I tell her specifically what the name of it is, and then I give her what items that go on it. And then as I do them, I tell her, and she takes them off. And it's just like, it's so powerful. It's so productive. Oh my God. I'm like, and you can use it for all the personal stuff and have it turn on your TV and your lights in your car. And, literally do anything nowadays for you. But I'm talking about productivity. So as young or early entrepreneurs in business, or early in your current business, not a huge budget, don't have a bunch of money in the bank to just go out and start blowing money on advertising. This is a tiny investment, 50 some bucks, for something so powerful that it's going to empower you. We don't, as entrepreneurs and small business owners, we don't ever have enough time. There's never enough time in a day. Trust me, I work all of them. And I work till I can't work no more, and I fall asleep, and, I get up and I start working again. So, it's all about being creative, which is not as easy as it sounds. You have to really, there's a few things that this brings me to. Being creative, you have to have the ability to be open-minded and try things like Alexa. Get it. It's not hard to teach her what you need her to do. It's not hard at all. It's actually very easy. So it's not complicated first and foremost, it's not complicated. So you keep track of things you do by documenting them, reflecting on stuff, being willing to cover your walls with paper clippings, whiteboards, and whatever. Like nowadays, there's some amazing apps and stuff out there, but I personally like to physically look at things. But I talk to Alexa, and she records all this stuff for me, and then it's on the app, and it's also on my profile online. I can go in, all my notes and my lists and everything are right there. So it's all being kept track of. And then I can take it from that and import it to my Google Doc or my notes or whatever other. It's easily transferable to something else if you want to use something different. But the next thing I want to talk about is collaboration. So I've not been really good at collaborating lately, to be completely honest with you. So, and that needs to change. You have to share your ideas. You have to give and receive perspective on things. It's so empowering to give and receive perspective and share ideas. Seriously, not only do you need to learn all kinds of new shit all the time, especially with technology, but it gives you energy to keep going. When you feed off of each other, and it can be anyone. Like it can be a competitor. Like people are like, "Oh, it's a competitor." No, who cares? You guys aren't gonna make or break each other. Being an entrepreneur can be very freaking lonely, and if you you're an entrepreneur and you grind, you know what I'm talking about. It can be very lonely, especially when you're 1,000% all in. No matter what you're doing, you're all in there. You just want to keep working. Like you just want to finish the next thing. Like, I just want to finish this one thing tonight. Last night I did the same thing. I wanted to finish this one web page last night, and I was up till 6 a.m. Guess what? I didn't finish it. And then I was dragging this morning. So, like, it's a vicious cycle, I'm telling you. And if you haven't felt it or experienced it, maybe you're not, as all in yet as you should be, or maybe you have more help. And if you do, that's awesome. But not everybody has like the drive and the desire for your business and your passion like you do. So you need to feed off of somebody. You need to get perspective, because I will overanalyze my own stuff and redo it 10 times when, if I showed to somebody the first time, like 9 out of 10 people loved it. And I just so critical of myself, and it ends up costing me, 3-4 times as much of my time, because I'm just, overthinking things. So, sometimes people have the ability to push through it, but let me tell you something. When the work, in summer, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, when you're working like this, like I do every day. So this is a good reminder. I'm not on a soapbox. I'm not preaching. This is for me too. So when you're out there every day going hard, all in, grinding 1,000% as much as you can, and all of a sudden something stops, like it slows down, you run out of projects, you don't have as much going on, and you find yourself sitting and looking and wondering, like, what now? And you start looking around. You're looking around, and it's just you. It's just friggin' you. And it can be sad. It can be lonely and scary. I'm just being honest. And you know what I'm talking about. So some people, like I said, have the ability to push through those crashes, right? And just keep going. I do pretty good at it now. I didn't always, but now if I have a bunch of downtime or something, like I have plenty of things that I want to work on, so there's stuff to do. But if I hit a lull, I'll take a day or two, maybe, every couple months, and but it's really hard. So collaborate with people, network, make friends. Form groups, whatever. Use an app, use Slack. Message me if you need some direction on how to collaborate with others, or how to get that going for yourself. Because not only is it good for you as a person and for your productivity, but it's good for your business. Like, you can't possibly do and know everything about what you're doing. Like, you need other people's feedback and constructive criticism. It's so powerful. You need it. Trust me. So, and the last thing is innovation. So from being creative, from being, collaborating with people and getting creative and doing things and making things together, and that leads you to innovation. Innovation is doing things, not being afraid to tell people your ideas. Some will think you're crazy, maybe. Who knows? Who cares? But some will see a spark. They'll see that innovative idea, and the light will go off. And when you find those right people, it can be, very, very rewarding for you. It can take you from, a 2 to a 10 very quickly. So when you get in that creative space and you're feeling good from collaborating and having that energy around you, it changes everything for you. I'm just saying. And there's a lot I recently put this collaborate, create, innovate on some of my marketing stuff that I put out, and some stuff on the web. And some people are just like, oh yeah, that's cute, it all rhymes, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, you know what, think what you want. Those are three powerful words that go together. And if you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, and you just heard me describe what they mean to me, you understand. They don't have any idea. I'm not putting them up there because they're cute and they sound good together. Yeah, they do. But those are like my three commitments, my core principles. Like those things, like to create, collaborate, and innovate, and my commitment to excellence, to serve, to be of service to a better good. Like I just that's what I work for. So that's enough about that. I'll stop ranting about that because I can go on and on. But take care of yourself. Let Alexa help you. Start collaborating with people because it's going to help you. She can help you with that. And just having her around, to be honest with you, it's like I'm not so alone anymore. But yeah, I'm just in my basement, all surrounded by all these screens talking to Alexa. So there's nothing abnormal about that at all. So 16 hours a day. All right, so when I come back, I'm going to take a quick break again. When I come back, I'm going to talk to you about the number 3 ranked social media site on the internet right now. And you're going to be shocked, I bet. Be right back. All right, that's going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Good God, I'm a poor planner. Look at the time. I'm so sorry I'm keeping you, but we got the important stuff and the fun stuff I thought out of the way, and I will share the other stuff at some point. I'm going to go ahead and post it on the blog, actually, so if you want to check out the posts for the show, they're going to be on my blog now, patking.com, and also... you can reach me through patking.com. I'm just rebuilding my blog after 5 years, and I'm starting from the ground up. So it is a work in progress, but I'm leaving it open and live as I work on it, so people can see what I'm doing and changing. And I'm actually making a vlog about it on YouTube. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging in there. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you just take one good, valuable thing away from this today. And please share your feedback with me. If you have any, feel free to give a call in to the show and leave it on the voice message on the show, or email me at podcast@patking.com. That's podcast@patking.com. And also make sure you email me if you're still listening for your special prize. And that is going to be, you'll need to, when you email me, put code BLUE in the subject line and email that to podcast@patking.com. And I'm going to get out of here. Quick shout out to Anchor and all the people who support me and love me and put up with my craziness and believe in me anyway. Thank you all so much. Thank the listeners. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. I hope you come back next week. Thank you and have a great day.
Oh, thank you.